Hi everyone and welcome back to Rathod's IS Academy. Today in this lecture, we are going to see current affairs of 7th March 2022. So let's get started with our discussion and let us see today's quote. And today's quote which is given by Mahatma Gandhi. So actually these types of quotes which will be very important and also which will be very much handy when you are writing your mains answer and even your essay. So quote is, you must not lose the faith in humanity. Humanity is an ocean. If a few drops of ocean are dirty, the ocean does not become dirty. So this quote it is regarding humanity. So whenever you are writing any answer in your philosophy or whenever you are writing any answer regarding ethics, if you have to talk about this humanity, you can use this quote. Humanity is ocean. If a few drops of ocean are dirty, the ocean does not become dirty. And now let us try to see first topic. It is regarding Nord Stream 2. So I think you might come across this Nord Stream 2, right? So when you are studying this Russia-Ukraine issue and when you are studying about especially the gas pipelines from Russia to Eastern, we can say like Europe countries, we can come across this Nord Stream. And here we need to know about what is this Nord Stream 2, and we have to look at the map and we need to locate exactly where is this Nord Stream 1 and Stream 2 are located, and we need to know about what are some controversies regarding this Nord Stream 2. So this article will be important from your GS paper to under international relations. So now let us try to see this topic in a very great detail. So what happened? You know the background. So there is no need of explaining background, I think so. So Russia-Ukraine conflict which is mainly going on. So because of Russia's attack on Ukraine, which mainly triggered unprecedented sanctions on Russia. So Western countries, European Union and USA, they imposed sanctions on Russia due to this Russian attacks on Ukraine. So because of this, we can see whenever European Union which is imposing sanctions on Russia, so due to this, Russia-European energy relationship will also affect. Correct? Because most of these European countries, they depended on this Russia for natural gas and oil. But if they want to diversify or to get this natural gas and as well as crude oil from other countries, it will be very costly and it is not at all feasible for these European countries. So because of this, many of these European countries, they want to resolve this Russian-Ukraine conflict as soon as possible in diplomatic way. And they are not going to support this Russia-Ukraine crisis, some European countries. But what happened now? Now, US mainly declared this Nord Stream 2 pipeline to be dead at the bottom of the sea. And it mainly indicates that the massive gas pipeline is one of the key issues at the bottom of the conflict. So here, why USA which mainly involved in this Russia-Ukraine issue? Because USA which is mainly having some concerns regarding this energy itself, okay, that is regarding gas pipelines. So the USA want to supply this gas for this European countries, but most of these European countries which are very much near to this Russia, they are mainly dependent on this Russian gas. So this is also one cause of concern, and even it is also one of the issue regarding the conflict between USA and Russia. So if we are talking about fuel, despite global efforts to decarbonize energy, and most of the countries, they are mainly still dependent on this natural gas and even some fossil fuels, and these natural gas and fossil fuels, they are the principal source of their primary energy, and it will last at least till 2040. Because many countries, they said that they are going to attain this carbon neutrality by 2050, and China said it is going to achieve this by 2060, and India said it will be going to achieve by 2070. So by 2040 at least, the primary source of energy will be this natural gas and we can say like fossil fuels. So if you are talking about Europe, it is the second largest market for natural gas, and even it is one of the important battleground between the powers of hydrocarbon energy, that is between this USA and as well as Russia. So USA want to supply this fuel for these European countries, but some of these European countries which are very much near to this Russia, they depended on this Russia. So this is also one important issue between Russia and as well as USA. And after this World War I, so there were emergence of two global powers, right, that is USA on one side and USSR on one side, and these two okay, countries, they came up with their own security pacts. For example, USA along with some Western countries and European countries, it mainly formed this NATO, that is North Atlantic Treaty Organization, and USSR along with 15 other countries, they came up with this Warsaw Pact, right? So here, so this NATO and as well as this Warsaw Pact, which mainly underpinned by an energy order, so in which oil was sold to West Europe from Western Asian, Middle Eastern fields, and it is mainly controlled by US companies. And also some Eastern European countries, they are mainly getting oil from this USSR. So at the time onwards, this oil is also one of the question of conflict between these two countries. And the problems arose in 1960s when Soviet production expanded rapidly. So after 1960s USSR, it came up with expanding of this production, and it also planned some pipelines, that is a Durga pipeline network. Okay, and it want to integrate Eastern Europe, and it also want to offer this natural gas and oil for this Western European countries as well. Actually, for this Western European countries, they used to get this natural gas and oil from this USA, but because of this production expansion of this USSR, and it came up with some pipeline projects that mainly affected the interest of USA. So if you are talking about where is this Nord Stream 2 which is located, so here we have Russia, right, and here we have this Greece world. So here it is mainly connecting these two areas, that is the Nord Stream. Actually, it is under construction, right? And if you are talking about some facts regarding this Nord Stream 2 pipeline, so in 2015, Russian energy major, that is Gazprom, and even 5 other European firms, they decided to build this Nord Stream 2 pipeline, and the value of this project, it is like $11 billion, okay, and it is like approximately 1200 kilometers pipeline, and it is mainly connecting Russia to Germany. So this is very, very important, and this connection, it is through Baltic Sea, and the capacity is, it mainly carries about 55 cubic meters of gas per year, and it is a very, very big project. So actually this project is under construction, okay, and already we came up with the completion of this Nord Stream 1 project. And if we are talking about what are the controversies, so first one is, since for the first time this Nord Stream 2 planned in 2015, which mainly drawn many criticism, okay, because here this project will mainly increases this European countries' dependence on this Russia for this natural gas. So this is the first important thing, right? And next one is, the project also has opponents in Eastern Europe, especially Ukraine, because as of now gas pipeline which mainly goes to this Ukraine. So for this transit, okay, Russia will be paying for this Ukraine. So this will be becoming the part of this Ukraine economy. So whenever this Nord Stream becoming operational means, what happened, this transit fees, this Ukraine which is not going to get. So because of this project which is mainly opposed by Ukraine. Okay, and next one is, there is an existing land pipeline between Russia and as well as Europe that mainly runs through Ukraine. Okay, and whenever this Nord Stream 2 it is mainly completed, then what happened, this mainly bypasses this Ukraine pipeline. So because of this, that will lead to decreasing of transit fees to Ukraine. It will be like around 3 billion per year, and Ukraine also fears another invasion by Russia once this new pipeline is operational. Okay, so these were some important controversies regarding this Nord Stream 2. So here, for sure, in prelims or mains, you are going to get a question regarding this Nord Stream for sure. So please be prepared with this topic. And now let us try to see next topic. It is regarding social media. So actually now Russia-Ukraine conflict is going on. So regarding this, what is the role of social media? So this article will be important regarding society or social issues, which mainly comes in a GS paper 2. And this type of articles you can expect in your essay and even in your mains. Okay, so now let us try to see this topic in a very great detail. So now, due to this ongoing conflict between Russia and Ukraine, which mainly brought multiple questions regarding validity of international law. So due to this Russia-Ukraine crisis, now one important big question that we can see is, what is validity of international law? So this is a question that mainly is seen. and the challenges which are mainly seen like, so now Russia, which is mainly emerged as an aggressor state because it started attacking this Ukraine, right? Due to this Russia-Ukraine conflict, now Russia clearly it became an aggressor state, okay? And what happened because of this armed conflicts within and as well as between these two states, they played out in cyberspace for years. And what happened now, there is increasing of attention undoubtedly regarding the function and as well as a location of the conflict. So if you're talking about role of social media, so now social media platforms, they have gone a mantra of tech neutrality. Okay, now they are using this mantra, that is tech neutrality, and they are mainly trying to avoid taking decisions that may be considered as politically for too long. So what happened now? If you're talking about social media platforms, for example, you can talk about Facebook, Twitter, Insta, etc. So here they are mainly following this mantra, that is tech neutrality. So if we want to take any decision regarding any problem, so that decision will be taking like a long term. So they are mainly following this mantra called as tech neutrality. And the years that have passed have seen an active ignoring of concerns around the social media platforms during a conflict. So whenever a conflict which is happening between two countries or two states, what happened many a times, there is ignoring of concerns regarding the social media platforms. And even in the social media platforms, we are seeing there is one unanswered or unaddressed concern here which is mainly looming. For example, in 2010's Islamic states, okay, so that issue is also not much, okay, not much circulated, and even there is no proper concerns regarding this Islamic state had been addressed. And there is also lack of clear systems within social media companies as well. Okay, and if you're talking about corporations and problems, what are the problems they are facing? So in this context of this conflict, social media platforms, they have multiple challenges, and those challenges are not at all addressed here. Okay, and they are mainly focusing on content moderation. So content moderation, whenever they are moderating this content, that mainly remains the one important core area of concern here, right? And the corporations, they do not have proper obligations to act responsibly, okay, regarding these issues, and even they are facing some problems regarding acknowledging of these challenges as well. Okay, and we can also see there is amplification of content on other platforms. And even what happened, the major social media platforms like Facebook, Insta, Twitter, they also provides even space for extremist views on fringe platforms. And even these social media platforms are mainly used for circulating of misinformation or disinformation. So these are some important challenges of the social media platforms. So finally, we need to get some algorithmic solutions to address these challenges. So we need to go for identification of content which is violative in their terms, and they need to go for reducing the visibility of content to the people, and they need to decrease the circulation of information. Okay, so in this way we can control the information or misinformation, disinformation in the social media platforms. So if we're talking about what is the role that mainly played by India, so for India we are having a many lessons. For example, India, which is an important country, which is located in the strategic position, and global order which mainly appears diminishing in India. So in this way, here we need to see, and we need to go for time. It is ripe to set a right and as well as gain currency and the developing world order. So we need to invest, okay, we need to go for right, and we need to go for gaining of currency, that mainly developing the world order, and we need to go for initiating of new track conservations that will benefits international community at the large. Okay, and India need to ensure that the conservations that mainly done through well informed diplomats. Okay, and we need to focus on maintaining of rules based order that will mainly benefit India, and not only India but even other countries as well. And we need to come up with a domestic, that is India's regulatory framework on the social media platforms. And in the social media platforms, transparency and accountability is very, very important. Okay, so these are the foundationals for regulation of this social media platforms in this information age. Okay, so this is about this topic. And now let us try to see next topic. It is regarding safety net for students abroad. So already we are discussing about the students issue from last 10 days. So why it is in news? Because about 18,000 of Indian students who are in Ukraine, especially they went Ukraine to pursue this medical education, right? So now let us try to see this topic in a very great detail. So this article is not only particularly talking about students in Ukraine but even students in other countries. So this topic is very important regarding international nations, which mainly comes in the GS paper 2. So from centuries onwards, even Mahatma Gandhi, B.R. Ambedkar, Jawaharlal Nehru, to Amartya Sen, Manmohan Singh, Indians, they gone abroad mainly to pursue their higher education. So after completing, for example, BTech here, so we are going for abroad for pursuing this MS, mainly to get good job opportunities, right? So before the onset of pandemic, there are about more than 7,50,000 Indian students, they were studying abroad. Okay, so before pandemic, about 7,50,000 students, they are mainly studying abroad, and they are spending about $24 billion. Okay, they are spending about $24 billion in foreign economies, and it mainly contributes about 1% of India's GDP. So this $24 billion, they mainly contributes to 1% of India's GDP. And if you are talking about data, so this number will be going to increase around 1.8 million by target year 2024. So whenever 1.8 million people, they are going to other countries, so they are mainly going to spend around $80 billion outside India. Yes, whenever students who are going abroad, so we will be having benefits, because whenever the students they are going, they will come under Indian diaspora. So this Indian diaspora is very much important for maintaining of good relationship between the other countries. And even our former External Affairs Minister referred Indians who are present abroad, they are as our brand ambassadors. And even our Prime Minister, he said that, so people who are living in UK, they are like a living bridge between India and as well as UK. And it is estimated that around 20,000 of Indian students, they were stranded in Ukraine. So mainly to bring back those students, India came up with this, that is government of India came up with this Operation Ganga, right? And the work of union government, which mainly complemented by efforts of some active state governments, they mainly focused on bringing of fellow citizens back home. Okay, so even at the central government level and even at the state government level, they took some steps, especially to bring back the standard Indians from this Ukraine. So if we are talking about this article, which is mainly focusing on mandating protection. So whenever any student who is going to abroad, so they need to have some protection. So whenever there is any crisis like situation that is mainly seen in that country, means that will be having some negative impact on the students. So because of this, that country where our Indians are going, so that country need to assure some protection for the Indians. Okay, so this is the thing which mainly said. So if you see here, it mainly says that given a proper ecosystem, Indian students, they can significantly contribute to Indian development by transferring advanced knowledge and as well as best practices. So whenever Indians, they are mainly going for abroad and studying in abroad, and whenever they are returning back to India, so they will be transferring advanced technology and even knowledge they gain in those foreign countries. And even they are consumers of higher education abroad, and they are guests of the nations they are residing. So in this context, Indian government, which mainly says that, so here whenever Indian students, they are going for other countries, they will become the guest in that country. So because of this, it is responsibility of that country, they need to create a safety net for international students. And international agreements we need to make regarding welfare of these Indian students during the times of crisis and as well as contingencies, etc. And a mandatory student insurance scheme that should be also come up, because recently in this Ukraine crisis and Ukraine Ukraine attacks, about 2 Indian students, they lost their life. So in this context, we need to also focus on mandatory student insurance scheme. Okay, so under this mandatory students insurance scheme, so it will be the responsibility of the welfare of students in the foreign country, and we need to go for securing of interest, secure the interest of our students, and we need to spend considerably in the host countries. Okay, so this is about this topic. And now let us try to see next topic. It is regarding winged visitors from abroad flock to the wetlands in Punjab. So actually this article which is mainly talking about Harike wetland. So let me know where is this Harike wetland which is located in Punjab, and some important facts regarding this Harike. So if you're talking about context, so before seeing this context, so this article, it is important from your science and environment and ecology, which mainly comes in the GS paper 3. And if you're talking about this article here, we need to focus on what is a Central Asian flyway. So context mainly says that because of unfavorable weather conditions in January and February of 2022, it made very much difficult for the bird lovers this season to conveniently sight the winter migratory water birds. And now the wetlands of this Punjab, they are attracting this migratory birds, and these birds are coming from this Central Asian flyway. So if you're talking about some details, it mainly says that every winter the birds make their way to India through this Central Asian flyway, and this Central Asian flyway, which mainly covers large continental area of Europe, Asia between Arctic and as well as Indian Ocean. So if you see the location of this Central Asian flyway, it is between Arctic and as well as Indian Ocean. So every year Wildlife Department of Forest and Wildlife Preservation, so they will conduct this water bird exercise or water bird census exercise. But because of unfavorable climate, so this year they went for other important studies regarding species richness. So actually these studies will be done in this Nangal Wildlife Sanctuary, Ropa Conservation Reserve, Harike Wildlife Sanctuary, and Kanji Wetland, Vishopur Manai Community Reserve, and Ranjit Sagar Conservation Reserve. So all these are present in Punjab. You have to remember this for sure, right? And if you are talking about what is the meaning of flyway, flyway means nothing but within a geographical region, okay, in which single or a group of migratory species, they will complete its annual cycle. So this annual cycle includes breeding, molting, staging, and as well as non-breeding. So they will come from one area to another area and they will return to this area. So this cycle will be happens every year, okay. So in a specific geographical region, so here single or a group of migratory species, they complete its annual cycle. That includes breeding, molting, staging, and as well as non-breeding. So if we're talking about some facts regarding the Central Asian flyway, so it mainly covers large part of Eurasia and this area which is between Arctic and as well as Indian Ocean. So here we have India. So this is Indian Ocean, this is Arctic region. So it is a flyway. They are birds which are mainly moving from Arctic region to this Indian Ocean region and Indian Ocean region to Arctic region. So there are like 30 countries that are present under the Central Asian flyway. So here if you are talking about the Central Asian flyway, which mainly involves migration routes of water birds, right, and which mainly includes Siberia, okay, Siberia to West Asia, India, Maldives, British Indian Ocean Territory, etc. So if you see this image, you can see the different flyways which are present across the world, and I am talking about this Central Asian flyway, that is between Indian Ocean and as well as Arctic Ocean region. So apart from that, we are having a big flyway, that is East Asian Australian flyway, and here we have East African West Asian flyway, and also we have Black Sea Mediterranean flyway, and here we have East Atlantic flyway and Atlantic Americas flyway, Mississippi America flyway, and Pacific Americas flyway. So in this America part, this North America and South America, we have this Pacific flyway and as Mississippi flyway and Atlantic highway. And in the Atlantic Ocean, we will be having East Atlantic flyway, and here we have Black Sea, right? So Black Sea Mediterranean flyway, and here we have East Africa West Africa flyway. So between we have Central Asian flyway, and here we have Eastern Asian Australian flyway. You have to remember this for sure. And next topic is regarding reconnaissance satellite. So you can get a question like, so recently this reconnaissance satellite is mainly seen in news. So what it is related to? So here title says that North Korea confirms test on reconnaissance satellite. So this article, it is important regarding GS paper 3 under science and technology. So now let us try to see this topic in a very great detail. So if you see context, it mainly says that North Korea performed data transmission and other key tests needed to develop a spy satellite. So here this reconnaissance satellite is also called as spy satellite. So this is the thing which mainly said by this media. So if you are talking about details, it mainly says that indicating the country's intents to conduct a prohibited long-range rocket launch soon. Actually, this launch which mainly indicates the country's intention to conduct conduct a prohibited long range satellite, okay, launch soon. So what happened? So this is one of the important move of this North Korea. It is mainly carrying out a spate of ballistic missile launches, okay. It mainly includes one detected by its neighbor, so its neighbor country which mainly detected this ballistic missile launching, okay. So this is about this topic actually. So now let us try to see some facts regarding this reconnaissance satellite. So this reconnaissance satellite is also called as intelligence satellite or spy satellite commonly, and it is an earth observation satellite or communication satellite which mainly deployed for military or intelligence applications, okay. So it is intelligence satellite or spy satellite, or we can say like earth observation satellite, communication satellite. And these satellites which are mainly able to see objects on the ground and are accordingly used for military purposes. So this is about this topic. And now let's try to see questions of day before yesterday's lecture. In yesterday's lecture I didn't give you questions, right? Okay, so first one is, which of the following are raptors found in India? So we can see forest owlets, we can see red-headed vulture, and we can see long-tailed macaque and Amur falcons. So Amur falcons are seen in India, but they are not naturally seen. So here we can eliminate, we can see this also, okay. So the correct answer is 1, 2, 3 and 4. So option will be the 4. And next one here is, so I said this is raptor, right? So here macaque, it is not a raptor, so you can eliminate this. So correct option will be 1, 2, 3 and 4. Normally this long tail macaque is also seen in India, but if you are talking about raptors, raptors means like birds which made it dependent, okay. They all mainly comes under this bird family, but this long tail macaque, it will not comes under this bird family, so you can eliminate this. So correct option will be 1, 2 and 4. And next one is, fogs are formed due to conduction, radiation, warm and cold air mass which is meeting. So there also we can see this fog like conditions. So 1, 2, 3 is the correct answer. So there are 2 questions that are given from history. So here first one, it is regarding dastak. So you might have come across this dastak, I think so. So let me know what is this dastak. And second one, it is regarding administration of Marathas and Mughal empires. So you have to see the statements, right, and you have to give me the correct option. So before concluding, I want to show the today's Hindu PDF as well, and I want to show you where these articles are present, and I want to discuss about other important articles which are present in the today's newspaper. So this is today's Hindu newspaper, and the date here is March 7th, 2022, right? Now, the first article, it is regarding 15,920 evacuated so far, but it's a long wait for 700 in Sumi. So here it is mainly talking about evacuation of Indian students who stranded in Ukraine. So you can see this article, so it is not much important. And now let us move forward. And here in the city page of Delhi edition, I found one article which is very relevant from our ethics point of view. Schools must wake up to the needs of LGBT children. So in our society, we have women, men, and even LGBTs are also part of our society. But whenever this LGBT children, they are mainly sent into schools or colleges, so they are facing abuse. So because of this abuse, one person who is like a 10th class student who mainly lost his life. So here, when we want to incorporate this LGBT into our society, and we need to give them equal rights, and even they also having the fundamental rights. So whenever the abuse which is happening in the schools means that is also violating the fundamental rights of children, right? So in this context, we need to bring some attitudinal change in our society. That part we can connect with ethics, okay? So in this way, you can get a case study like, for example, you are the district administrator of science district, and in your district you are facing issue like LGBT students, they are not allowed to the school, and there is a high instances of sexual abuse, okay, abuse regarding this LGBT children. So as a district administrator, what are the steps you are going to take? So in this way you can expect ethics based case study, right? And now let us go further, okay? And if you see the state page, you can see one article which is present here, that is regarding stop noise pollution, Mumbai police chief tells builder. Okay, so if you're talking about our static syllabus regarding environment and ecology, you have to talk about even pollution. So pollution is not only regarding air pollution, but even you can talk about this noise pollution. So because of this building or infrastructure, whenever we are going for removing of old buildings, that will be leading to noise pollution. So here you need to talk about what will be the impacts of noise pollution and how can we decrease this noise pollution. Okay, so this is important from our environment and ecology. So if you move further, here there is one interesting pic I found here is regarding CNG buses and as well as electric buses. So you have to see what are the unique features for this CNG buses and as well as unique features for this electric buses. So this will be very important, right? And you have to know about what are the advantages of this CNG, disadvantages, and even what will be the advantages and disadvantages of this electric buses as well. So that will be very important, right, from your mains. So from mains you can get a question from this area. And if you see further, you can see one more article in the state page regarding ensure gender justice in police force. Okay, in police force you can see there is a one annotation, or I can say like one idea. If you go to any rural areas and if you ask who is the police, means they will be talking about male person but not female. So still this is present here. So we are not going to see gender equality in this police forces. So women, they are not allowed. Not allowed means women, they are not allowed to join this police forces, especially who are from the rural background. So because of this, here Directorate General of Police, that Director General of Police mainly said that we need to encourage women and we need to see gender justice in this police forces. So here in this context we can talk about one important thing, that is National Women Commission and the State Women's Commission. Okay, so we need to talk about National Women's Commission as well as State Women's Commission here, and you can read this article for further information as well. And next topic, it is regarding our states page, that is page number 7. I already discussed about this topic regarding the winged visitors. And if you come to this editorial page, I discussed about this Nord Stream and as well as social media. And here I found this article, it is also very important, that is regarding this quadrilateral quizziness. So actually this article, which is mainly talking about India cannot be forced to pick side in this conflict, but Russia could rest on the resolve. So this is also very important. And actually if you're talking about Indo-Pacific region, so there is increasing of this quad significance is happening, and this quadrilateral dialogue, which is mainly formed by the 4 countries. India, it is a part of that, USA is part, and even like Russia, Japan is part, and even Australia. So these are the 4 countries, they formed this quadrilateral security dialogue, and they want to ensure peace and security, freedom of navigation in this Indo-Pacific region. Okay, so as if you see in this quad, US it is a part, and even in this India it is a part. So if you see on one side Russia-Ukraine conflict is happening, so whether India need to support this Russia or USA, so now we are having a dilemma, and India mainly adopted neutral stand. So because of this neutral stand, even in United Nations Human Rights Council and United Nations Security Council, and even in IAEA also India didn't voted, right? So India mainly abstained from the voting because India want to show it is neutral thing, right? So this is about this quadrilateral quizziness, so you can read that topic. And if you see this open page, so we discussed about this safety net for students abroad, and here this article, which is mainly talking about China and as well as the Taliban. So already we discussed about this Taliban issue regarding Afghanistan, I think 2 months ago. So please revise those articles. So this is the topic already I discussed in our earlier lectures. And if you see further in this 10th page, okay, so wait for a minute. Yeah, in this 10th page, which is news page, you can see this Operation Ganga is proof of India's growing clout, says our Prime Minister. So here we need to focus on what is Operation Ganga, and I want to give you one important exercise for you is, so whenever Indian students who are studied in other countries, so what are the operations which are done by India till now? Okay, till now, which are the operations done by India to bring back standard Indians from other countries during the crisis situation? So let me know that in comment box, right? And if you see further, This is assembly polls, we don't need this topic. And next one is in this 12th page I found one more article. Okay, and here if you see, locally made trainer aircraft finishes sea trails. Okay, so this is a one important thing, and you can talk about this because we are talking about indigenization of defense, and even in our budget we talked about to improve our domestically made defense equipments. Okay, and that will be helpful for making India to be the top in the defense manufacturing. So for that we can talk about this locally made trainer aircraft finishes the trails. So it is one of the achievement that we can say, right? So if you go further in the world page, you can see China-Ukraine calculus driven by rivalry with US. You can talk about role of USA in this Russia-Ukraine conflict. Okay, that is the regarding this topic. And here you see this reconnaissance satellites that already I discussed, right? So these are some important articles that appear in today's Hindu newspaper. So I also show you the PDF of this Hindu, so that whatever the extra articles that I said, so please try to open the Hindu newspaper and try to refer that. And one more thing is, before concluding this session, I want to make a small announcement. We in Rathod's IAS, we came up with this mains answer writing practice course. Already the admissions which are open from March 1st. Okay, and this admissions will be going to be closed on March 10th. So the students, if you are interested, so please join this course. So this will be absolutely beneficial because we are providing you weekly targets, and we provide you daily one question based on that syllabus. And on Sunday there will be either essay or case study practice, and there will be evaluation of your answer. One-to-one mentorship will be there. So this course, it is absolutely beneficial. And even we came up with this pen drive courses, especially students from remote areas and some students who don't want to use this mobiles or on internet during their preparation. You can take this pen drive course. That will be absolutely beneficial, and we are focusing on the content and as well as the quality, right? And we ensure you that every concept will be crystal clear after watching those videos. We are discussing prelims questions, previous year's prelims questions, and even mains questions of previous years, such that you will be getting clarity like, so which type of questions that will be coming from that so and so topic. It will be also helps you to analyze the topic, right? And regarding these courses, you can visit our website Rathod's IAS Academy, and there you have to register if you are coming to our website for the first time. And after registering, okay, you have to go for clicking on course list, and there you can see the wide range of courses that we are offering on our Rathod's IAS platform, and you can do for payment. So if you have any query regarding this, you can call to this number 8074765513. So I am the academic director of this Rathod's IAS Academy. So if you want to talk to me directly, you can call on this number. So by this I am concluding. I hope you enjoyed this lecture. Please subscribe to Rathod's IAS Academy and don't forget to like, share and comment my videos. Thank you so much.